Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great week this week. So far for me it's been pretty good. This Google thing to me at first was kind of intimidating a couple years ago because a couple kids were talking about it in my class and they were wanting to do a project online together that way, and I was like, I've never done that before. So it was pretty interesting to learn it a couple years ago, and then to have used it ever since. I've really loved it, and I thought I knew a lot about Google and the apps and the things that it offered, but I was most definitely wrong that I did not know hardly as much as I thought I did. The first thing is that I learned through this module was that you can pretty much get your class completely paperless. You can go completely online. If you have the access to tablets or computers in your classroom, you can pretty much be 90% paperless, which is awesome. It saves your school money and cost of printing and paper, saves your kids the trouble of losing documents that you send home with them. You're in complete access and complete communication with parents through email, and you don't have to worry about phone conversations or he said, she said kind of conversations. It's all in documentation, so I kind of like that aspect. And I really like the aspect that through Google Translation you can communicate even with your students that don't speak English very well. You can communicate with them seamlessly. So I really like that aspect of the Google applications that are available. I also learned that you can put your quizzes online and have your quizzes go through the Forms app, and I thought that was a pretty cool app to kind of play with and look at and work with. So I think that's something I'm definitely going to be considering when I do become a teacher, is trying to get as much as my classroom online as humanly possible, just for the ease of communication, not losing papers, and just having easy access to my students and their work. So I really like that about Google. The Educator Certificate program would be something I would definitely want to do and be a part of, and I think that it would make you more marketable in the future, because we are gearing more towards the technology age where people want to have technology in their classrooms and be accessible all the time and have the best information available to them. So being certified would definitely make you a good candidate, especially since so many of us are vying for jobs these days. So it's definitely something I would take into consideration and want to do. My experience working with the Google Slide and spreadsheet and the presentation documents, I've used them before and I've really liked them. They're really easy, and there's a lot of options and things that are available there. Advantages is, if you're, like, for example, if you're working with a group, you can edit and do things together online and don't actually have to be scheduling times to meet in like the library or do things like that. So I really like that as an advantage. A disadvantage, I don't see too many of those, other than when you are in the classroom and you're on the computer and you're not just in like a Microsoft Word document. Kids have a lot of access to a lot of different things, so I think you'd have to be pretty on top of what kids are doing and what they're looking at and who they're in contact with. That was another thing that I liked about the Google, was the different, oh gosh, I forget what they're called now that I'm not, communities, like the different communities that you create and you set up for your classroom is something that I really like, and that would be kind of a way to monitor those kinds of things, those interactions and communications online. So I really like that about the Google, and I can't imagine too many other disadvantages to using it, other than you would need computers and tablets and things in your classroom, and not all schools have access to those kinds of things. So that would probably be a disadvantage of using this technology all the time. As far as that goes, I've really enjoyed the Google module, and I definitely learned a lot. So I hope you'll have a great rest of the week.